Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about just a few things I've been loving in general, some things that I picked up through the Sephora sale, some things that I just picked up within the last couple months. There's a lot of great products out there. I'm not saying that you need any of these, you do not need any of them, but I'm just telling you what I've really been enjoying the last little while and what are some of my favorite things to use. So if you want to see how to get this look and what products I used, then just keep watching. Hola! I have a blister, so I didn't want you guys to have to stare at that ugly blister. All right, so I don't exactly know what I'm doing today. I just know I have the time to film and nobody's home except my dog. She might be a little rowdy out there because she always wants food. But anyways, I'm going to start off with, this is just like things that I've been loving lately. I don't know where the road is going to take us. I don't know what is going to happen with my face today. I really just have no idea. We're just going to go with the flow and see what happens. So I'm going to start with the CoverGirl Priming Glow Mist. So it's just a hydrating mist. It says it has cactus water, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Doesn't really say much else. So yeah, let's go to town. Okay, now we are misted, and then I like to put my moisturizer on. I do love that Glow Recipe Plum Plump moisturizer. I love the way it feels on the skin, but one thing I don't love is it makes me a little bit too greasy for the daytime, so I've just switched it up and I use it now for nighttime. And I'm just going in with this guy here. This is the Clinique Moisture Surge 100-hour replenishing hydrator. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I don't feel like putting a sunscreen on today. I know you're supposed to put sunscreen on always. Doesn't matter if it's winter, doesn't matter if it's sunny, if it's cloudy, whatever, always put it on. But I don't like using it in my videos because I feel like it makes me look a little bit greasier. So I'm just not gonna wear it today. Okay, don't come for me. I know, I'm 39. I must wear sunscreen every day, and I feel like that's something I definitely need to get better at. As I'm saying it, I'm still not doing it. Anyways, so we're gonna go in with the Protect and Perfect. This is the number 7 Advanced Eye Cream. I don't know what it is about this one, but for some reason I just really like the way it sits under my eyes. Sits under my eyes, under makeup. It's not too heavy. I like to use a heavier eye cream at night, so I do use a retinol as well. I think I'm just using, it's not the Ordinary, it's the other one. It's pretty cheap, but it's good. I mean, nothing's really gonna make these wrinkles go away, but just kind of improve the look of them. But yeah, I like that one just for daytime. Underneath my concealer, I find it doesn't look kind of crepey or cakey or anything. So yeah, what are we going to do now? Usually I would use like a serum. Also, I would use something like this. This is the Snail Mucin Cosrx, and then I also have this guy, which I also love, the Merit. But because I'm using a more moisturizing or hydrating, I should say, foundation, I just want to use kind of light gel-like texture products. And if you're oily, these are going to be the best types of moisturizers, ones that are gel consistency. And what's good about the Moisture Surge is this one actually, there's a richer one. So if you're dry, you would choose the richer one. And if you're a little bit combo oily, I would say use the Moisture Surge, the gel. So yeah, okay, so I'm going to just show you what I picked up. I picked this up during the sale. This is My good old Reliable. I'm actually running out. I was saying in my last video, I can't tell how much I have left, but I feel like it's on its way out. And then you get a little mini spray, but I feel like there's quite a bit in here. Say 50 ml or 60. I think it's 50. Oh my gosh, I can't read it. Sorry, 60. So I feel like that's a decent amount. I just wanted to try this out. I haven't tried it, but I hear amazing things. Babs Beauty, Stephanie from Babs Beauty talks about this one a lot. Cheryl, Emily's makeup. I will post their, I always forget channel names when it matters, you know, when I'm trying to think of them, I always forget. So I will post their channels down below. I love all of them. They're great. Emily did just the most beautiful eye look using the same palette that I'm going to use. I did the look that she did in her video yesterday for work, and I just thought it was so pretty. So you're great, Emily. So anyways, let's go in finally with some foundation, and I'm going to use the Glossier. I don't know why I still have it in a box. I don't know. But first, we're going to go in with the Caliray primer. I almost forgot, even though I was just talking about it. So I'm using the one I already have. We're going to squeeze some out of here. I've just been loving this primer. I use this one, and I also use the Hourglass. And Stephanie and Cheryl have made me want to try the Blur Jam, but I know Babs, Stephanie, said she is more like kind of combo oily, which definitely helps me decide if I want to try something or not, because I am also combo oily. I think Cheryl said she could be a little bit oily, but mostly dry. So when I'm choosing products to buy, like recommended products, I always go with a person who has either a similar skin tone to mine with foundations, which would be Sophia Sees Beauty. I talk about her literally all the time. I know it's enough already, but she's awesome. So her or Khaki. She also has the same skin tone to me, so I always kind of go off of their recommendations for shades, but skin type also is important. So we're gonna go in with the Glossier, and again I have the shade Light 2. And let's go in with a brush, I think. And yeah, I was at the doctor's this morning having a complete physical. It's good times. I don't know if you know this about me, if I've ever talked about it. I'm sure I probably have, but I'm a huge germaphobe, and so going into a walk-in clinic is like my nightmare. So that was fun. And it was completely packed. I'm like, my mom's like, oh yeah, Friday's always dead. Nah, probably because it's this time of year where everybody's getting sick and stuff. So yeah, I had to do that. And I was there for quite a while. Actually, what I did was I walked in, saw how many people were there, and I'm like, can I just go wait in my car? And she's like, yeah, no problem. And she actually called me when they were ready to take me in. So I was like, okay, great. And then had to do blood work. And oh my gosh, the blood work was even worse. There were like 20 people ahead of me. So when I saw, it's kind of good because when you're looking at the screen, it'll say your name and what place you are in line. And I think I was like 15 or something, literally. And then it said like it was about a 34-minute wait or something. So I'm like, going back to my car. And I did for about 10 minutes. And then I thought, okay, these ones aren't going to call me, so I need to make sure I'm here. And I went back, and then I was 5th in line, and then it still took another 20 minutes. But anyways, it's all done with, thankfully. Does anyone have this? I need to know. I asked my doctor about it, and she is doing like blood tests for arthritis, I think. And this only happens to me in winter, which is the weirdest thing ever. Winter, or like when the weather turns cold. So basically early fall or late fall, early winter. I keep getting like pain in my wrists. It almost feels like cramps. I can't explain it. It's like pain in my wrists and at the top of my hands. Oh, just smeared all my foundation, dummy. But yeah, at the top of my hands, and then it will happen like on my shins and like my ankles too. It's almost like, I don't know if it's like bone or joint pain, but every time I actually notice it or I feel it, it's when it's cold outside. So is this a normal thing? Like, is this arthritis? I feel like I've complained to her about this before, and she did send me for, she's really good for like listening to your concerns and like testing you for different things. Most doctors are like, oh, you're young, you're fine. But she's not like that, which I appreciate. So I'm just pushing the foundation into the skin, which I find really just kind of sinks it in and kind of fills any of the pores. I always do this just to make sure it's just really pushed in. But yeah, so she had tested me before for, I think it was any, not rheumatoid arthritis. She tested me for, I don't want to say anti-inflammatory. What is the word? Types of, it's like a type of disease. It's like lupus. There's different ones in your body. I can't think of it right now, but she did test me for those types of diseases, I guess. And I didn't have it. And she also did the x-ray on my hands and my wrists, and I didn't have arthritis. So I'm like, what is it? And it's fine. I'm glad she's testing and I'm glad she's checking, but then it's like, I still want to know what it is. So then what is it? So I don't know. It's frustrating, but it is what it is, I guess. And sorry, I'm just adding a tiny bit more. I didn't do my nose yet. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what it's going to be or what could cause it. I did read that in the winter, something about something expands in your body. I can't remember anything right now. I think it's a tissue in your body expands, which could cause like joint pain or swelling, I guess. But who knows? I'm a hypochondriac, so it's the worst. I also have something called Lynch syndrome, which is super, super stressful because when you have Lynch syndrome, it's basically like that BRCA thing. Like, I don't know if you heard about Angelina Jolie had a type of gene mutation where you're at a higher risk of getting cancer. So basically when you're younger, you have less of a chance of getting cancer than somebody who's, say, in their like 80s, 90s. But when you have Lynch syndrome, you have an increased risk of getting cancer. And so you have to go for all these extra medical tests. So I had to go for colonoscopy. I went for an upper endoscopy. I had to, which I already have IBS, I already have stomach problems, so it's kind of good to get checked out. I mean, just to make sure everything is fine. But at the same time, it's like I have to do that every 2 years, which is such a pain. Like it's so much to deal with, and it's so many different appointments. I have to go for uterine biopsies every year, which are so painful. I don't know if you've ever had one, but it's literally only like a full 10 seconds of like agony, but it feels like, I mean, it's maybe what a cramp or maybe it's what a contraction feels like, because it's literally like the worst period cramp you've ever had. And if that's what it feels like, then oh my gosh, I feel so sorry. My friend's actually about to deliver her baby very soon. She's due in like a couple weeks, I think. Actually, maybe this week. But yeah, so it's just a lot to deal with. And so because I'm a hypochondriac, I get even more paranoid now that everything is literally cancer because of this gene mutation. And I also have to get a hysterectomy like pretty soon. And I am 39, which is fine. I mean, I still made it to 39 without having to get one, which is great, but I still feel way too young to have to go into menopause, which sucks. And I know people are going into perimenopause or premenopause at this age, but I don't know. I have to decide when I want to do it. We haven't had kids. I don't really think I want kids. I'm going to go in with the Tower 28. And I think I'm okay with that. I just don't like that the choice is taken away from me, you know? I don't know. Does anybody else know what I mean? Like, did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother? That's what happened with Robin. Anyways, yeah, it just kind of sucks that like your choice basically gets taken away from you. And had I wanted kids, I think I would have wanted them a long time ago. That's just me. I mean, there are a lot of people who have kids later in life, and that's fine. But there are also a lot of risks associated with having kids later in life. So, I mean, you know, like obviously the older the mom is, the more risks there are when having a kid. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a little bit about me. I don't know if you wanted to know that, but so basically anytime I'm at the doctor, I like write a list of things that are going on. I'm like, okay, this, and this. I get like a little bit of a pain in my like breastbone and in my back. And so I'm like, it's my pancreas. You know, I just freak out about everything. But she's very good, and she's doing a very like thorough blood test to check for everything I might be concerned about. I'm going to go in with my Sephora brush and just kind of set it down a little bit more. This is the number 71. The only thing is I always feel like every time I go there, I feel very rushed. Like, and I know she's busy, but it's just like, I hate that feeling where you feel like you're being an inconvenience, and it's like, I'm here to make sure everything is okay with my health, and my health is obviously important. So, one second. Sorry, I dropped my sponge. But anyways, yeah, she just kind of like, she'd be like, anything else? Anything else? Anything else? And I'm like, I can't think. Don't rush me. But anyway, so she did send me for like an x-ray, and she's doing more tests. I think what happened was if I do like twists, like Russian twists or something at the gym, I think what happens is sometimes I like slip my rib a bit, and then I have pain like up here and then in my like mid back. And I have seen a chiro, and that was helping. So I wonder if I just kind of did something to mess with it again. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Is anyone else a hypochondriac? So yeah, that's what I was up to today. That was a very long story. Long story long. And I noticed I had quite a few new subscribers, and so that's so exciting to me. Thank you so much. I can't even believe that anyone wants to hear me talk and rant, and I love you. Just going in with that Givenchy Prisme Libre powder in number 3. I actually have been using a different one the last couple days on my under eye. And I love that one as well. And I find it actually looks even lighter under the eye, which is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Micro Finishing Pressed Powder. Wow, I need to wear glasses. But yeah, that's the one. There's hardly any left. But the thing with this one, because it's pressed, I never take too much. Sometimes with this, because so much comes out into the cap, sometimes, even though I press it into my hand before I do it, I'll always just kind of press it. I still find sometimes a little bit too much can come out. But anyways, I'm going to set my face with this one, the Givenchy. And I've really been liking it to set my face. I find it looks really, really nice and smooth, especially on top of this foundation. So I've really been enjoying it. But yeah, how are we doing? Did you spend too much at the Sephora sale? I ordered a few other things that are still shipping. I was hoping I could use them in this video, but they're just taking too long, and I probably won't have them until next weekend. So I could use them in a video next weekend. It's just the stuff I ordered is not new. So I don't know if you want to still see it. I ordered the Pat McGrath Labs bronzer. I saw Nikki LaRose use it, and it looked so pretty on her. And she was just like in a hotel getting ready, and I was like, oh, that looks nice. I got a different shade, but she is a little bit darker than me, so I got one shade lighter. I think she had Bronze Dawn or something. I can't remember the one exactly that I ordered. I love this powder on the forehead. Like, it just literally smooths all my wrinkles. And yeah, so I didn't really pick up anything new. I got a mini version of the Kosas powder, because people never stop talking about this powder. So I'm like, is it as good as they say it is? If it is, amazing. So I got just a mini just to try it out, because I really didn't need a powder, but it's always fun to try new things. What else? And then I ordered another shade, not that I need one, another shade of this Merit little solo shadow. I think it is in, it's not Vachetta. I already have Vachetta. It's the one darker than that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically dark brown. It's not Brune. I think that's the darkest one. But I saw Tanya B. Wells use it, and then you know what happens. I was like, well, damn, that looks so good on her, but literally everything looks amazing on her. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out which bronzer I want to use. Maybe I'll go in with the Jones Road bronzer. I haven't used this one in quite a while. Well, I have. I used it the other day, but before that, I hadn't used it in quite a while. So I thought, why not? I really, really like this bronzer. I love the shade. I love how smooth it is. But my issue with this one is it's only 5.7 grams, so 0.2 ounces, it says. And in something like, let's see, the NARS, you get 11 grams. Like, where's the product, Bobby? Where's the product? Speaking of Jones Road, have you seen They have a little holiday eyeshadow palette. It's called like the eyeshadow palette 2.0 or something. It's so nice. I need to really stop with the eyeshadow palettes, but ugh, it looks so pretty. But it kind of reminds me of something I could do with the Natasha Denona, the nude palette. I need a nude. Or I could probably even do it with the new Hermes palette. But it's beautiful. Especially the way she does her makeup on her models. I'm just like, oof. You're making me want it, Bobby. Which obviously is the point, to try to sell. But my eyeshadow drawer it's getting out of hand. And the bad thing is I need to do a declutter, but I don't want to get rid of any of them. I really like all of them, but if we're being real, am I using all of them? No. It's like I always stick to some favorites, and lately it's been the Patrick Ta palette, which is funny because I have all three of them, and like that's the one I'm reaching for the most, is the matte one, because that's just what I do mostly on an everyday basis. But so that, and the Makeup by Mario. You know, he says Mario. That's why I say Mario. I don't know. Everyone says Mario. Anyway, no big deal. I think even Kim calls him Mario, so whatever it is. I love that palette. So I'm going to just blend this one out a bit. I forgot to say the shade. I have the shade Light Tan, because I'm a pale woman. And somebody's vacuuming in the hallway. I can't get a moment of peace around here. Okay, I was gonna close my door, but my dog's bed is in between the door and my bedroom. It's fine. So I think what we're gonna do is go in with the blush. I'm gonna do Berry again because it's newer and I really, really like it. It's so pretty, and it's very winter, cool toned. I really should have cleaned my brush before I did this video, because I used this brush yesterday when I did my makeup, and I used it with the Givenchy, what is it, Organza Cien blush. So it's a little bit warmer, but let's see, hopefully I can get the shade I want. Yes. Okay. I've finally given my Chanel blushes a much needed rest. Actually, I used the coral one the other day, but the other one I was using so much that I'm like, okay, I need to stop using these in videos because I don't think they're available anymore. Beige, Rosé, et Mauve. It's so nice, but very similar to this, like very similar vibes to this. Like I said, if you have Rosy Beige from Gucci, and then the coral one is like soft red. So if you have those, you're good to go. So don't feel like too much FOMO. I'm one to talk. I'm always like, I need that. But it's like, you really don't. Okay, I need to blend that. Put a little too much there. Calm down, calm down. I was watching somebody on Instagram, and she was saying she doesn't like the Dior blushes and that like they've never worked for her. I have never had a problem with the pigment. I mean, she's obviously a little bit more tan than me, but I don't know. I've never had any issues with the pigment in the Dior blushes. Maybe the pink like a tiny bit, but not really. If you just kind of like layer it on, I feel like they're buildable. So I finally got this, which is a highlight, which is the What's Up Beauty Serengeti highlighter, which I think is very, very pretty. I mean, I waited forever for this. If you're in Canada, prepare to wait at least a month because it took a very, very long time. I have the shade Safari Sunset. I believe there are two. I think this is the darker of the two. I'm going to go into both shades. There's kind of like a pinkier and gold shade. And the reason I got the darker one, the other one just looked a little bit too icy, and I just got that Rare Beauty. So I'm glad I picked this one up because then I feel like they would have been way too similar. But you can see it's just very pretty. And you can just dip in one or you can dip in both. I kind of just go in both. But yeah, it's very, very pretty. I didn't need this. I don't think it's a must-have, but it is very pretty. I saw Charlotte Holdcroft use this, and this is why I bought it. Because I'm just influenced by literally everyone on YouTube. I'm influenced by people I know. I don't know them. I meant to say I feel like I can trust them. Like I know that they're being honest because they will say when they don't like a product and they're very honest about that. And I love that because I hate when people are like, I love it. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. And I'm like, okay, what? There's got to be no way that you can love everything. And I feel like I'm pretty honest with my reviews. Not pretty honest, I'm 100% honest in my reviews. But like I could really like a product but also not recommend it because I don't feel like the price warrants such an expensive product. Like the Jones Road, did I do that crooked? The Jones Road bronzer, for instance, like I love it. And would I recommend the formula? Yes, 100%. Would I recommend buying it over other bronzers that are just as beautiful and pigmented and don't take as long to get to you? Like there's a lot of factors. Like I'm Canadian, and so a lot of products take forever to get to Canada. So if you live in the States, I mean, you might not have any issues. I find what takes the longest, Jones Road took a long time. What's Up Beauty took forever. Natasha Denona really doesn't take that long to get here, which is shocking. Sephora orders, it's only because it's the sale, but my first orders that I did for Sephora came instantly. But yeah, it depends on a bunch of things. It depends on the price mixed with the price of shipping, because that's a huge factor. Like Lisa Eldridge products I think are so beautiful. Her eyeshadow palette is amazing, but the shipping was astronomical, like $50 or something. Plus there was duties. It's like, just include it all, please, because I don't want to be surprised when I get my product and then they're like, oh, also you have to pay another $30. And then I'm like, what? You know? I feel like that's just it's a little much. So that's the only thing. Living in Canada, I mean, I think it's not worth it for me to order off Selfridges unless I do like the $99 thing, I think it is. And then all your shipping, I think, is free. I think if I were to recommend anything from Selfridges to a Canadian, I would say to do that, because shipping is crazy. It's like at least 40 bucks or something to order like a Dior product, which I could just order off Dior Canada, but Dior Canada takes forever to get products. So yeah, so Jones Road I think was kind of expensive for shipping. I really liked that palette, but I think it was not super expensive, but I think it was like 15 bucks or something. But once you put in like the exchange, I'm not doing a good job on my nose right now. I don't like it, it's too dark. Okay, just ignore my nose contour. Some days it works, some days it don't. But yeah. Anyways, where was I going with that? I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so for eyes, I think what I'm gonna do, oh, I wanted to use this because I hadn't used this in a long time. Damn it. This is the Tower 28 bronzer in the shade, I think it's Broad, not Broad. It's spelled B-R-O-A-D, but this is a Sculptino. I'm gonna have to use that tomorrow. I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. I'm so excited. It's just, it needs it. Look at these roots. They're crazy. So yeah, I think we're gonna go in with this. I've only used it on camera one time. I think I'm gonna do, I want to do a warm look because I did a cool look last time, but a cool look would look better with what I want to use, which is Viper from Merit. So I think we're gonna do the cool tone look again. I'm sorry. So I think we are going to go in with, let's go in with the second shade, which is called, oh my gosh, Classic. I'm sorry, it's called Staple. I was reading the top one, Staple. So I'm gonna try to keep this on my outer corner. I'd like to do more of like a cat eye type look. I'm not gonna go too high up and too rounded. Usually when I do a smoky eye, I'll do like a very rounded smoky eye, but I think I want to make it more elongated, which is what I was going for in my video when I first used this palette, but somehow it got out of control and got way blown out of proportion, and then it got wild, and then it got way too smoky, and it's not really what I wanted. So same product or same color again, Staple. And that's what we're looking like so far. Let's go in with that top lightest shade, which is Mandatory. And just go in the inner corner with that one. That's the warmer kind of beigey tone. And then in the corner, I'm going to go in with that white, which is Refined. I hope that's right. You know, sometimes it's weird reading them on the back, like they're backwards. Sometimes I say things and I'm like, girl, you don't make sense. Okay, so now we're gonna go back in with that Staple shade. And I think I'm going to just deepen the outer V just a tiny bit with that second brown shade, which is Essential, I believe. So let's go in with this is just a Sydney Grace. Do you like when I tell you the brushes? I feel like I use the same brushes all the time. I'm pretty interested in that Nikki LaRose BK Beauty set, but it's so expensive in Canada. It's like $2 $260 or something like that. Like US, it's $180. I'm like, why why is everything so expensive here? And so just putting a tiny bit on the outer edge. Just going back in with that just a little bit. My eyes have been so itchy lately. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm having allergies, but like, is that normal? It's not really like the time of year anymore. I did get like pretty bad fall allergies. And I know it's still fall, but there's snow on the ground outside here already. I'm not mentally prepared. Does anyone else feel the same way about winter and snow? Like, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Okay, so that's what we're looking like for now. I'm going to go in with, oh, shoot. I want to use cinnamon because I just bought it from Victoria Beckham, but I want to show you this mixed with this. So I think my next video, I'll use cinnamon and then the rest of the products that I picked up in the Sephora sale because I only got one face, you know? So this is Viper, and I'm going to go in with my pencil brush and just kind of blend that into the outer crease. I also did this with Nelson and it looked so good, but thought for something different I would go in with Viper. And I just think it looks so pretty. I'm gonna go in with an angled brush too, so I can really get just right in the corner. I think I want to do kind of like a very like kind of cat eye look, which I do quite a bit. Okay, can we talk about Matthew Perry for a second? That just made me think of him. He said that in one of his lines on Friends. I'm so upset. I have never cried over a celebrity death ever. Like, I've been sad. I've been like, oh, I'm gonna miss them, or they were hilarious, whatever. I've cried like 10 times. It's actually insane because there have been so many videos with him like hugging Joey and Matt LeBlanc, but oh my gosh, I don't know, I just see these videos and I just immediately break down in tears. And like, I grew up on Friends, okay? My cousin, who's 9 years younger than me, became obsessed with Friends also, and I was talking to her about it and I'm like, I'm so sad. And she's like, I know. And yeah, I just can't believe he's so young. Like, what the hell? I mean, not so young, but young. I just feel sad because it seems like he went through such a difficult... Everyone thinks because you're rich, like, oh, it's fine. Everything is fine. You don't have any problems, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I mean, of course, money doesn't solve everything. Especially if you don't have your health, if you don't have a lot. But yeah, that one just got me. Whew, sad. I'm just so sad for all of his Friends co-stars also, because I just feel like, oh, I can't even imagine how they must be feeling. At first, I was like, I thought it was so strange that they hadn't posted anything. But at the same time, I was like, would I? Like, I don't think so. I think I would be grieving like a normal human. Like, it's not all about social media. I just, ugh. So sad for them. Anyway, and also just crazy that the last picture he posted was in that stupid hot tub. Anyway, so sad. I'm just extending this just a tiny bit. So that is the green. You can barely tell that it's green. Like it's a nice kind of like army kind of green. And I think what I'm going to do is also go in with the pencil brush under the eye with that shade. And just only that shade, no brown. I'll probably do brown in the waterline, I think. I don't know which one. Anyway, how do you guys feel about Matthew Perry? Ugh. Like, Friends was life. Like, when I was younger, like, I grew up in the 90s. I'm 39, like I said. And so that was definitely, like, our era for sure. I keep, like, poking my eye with this. Okay, I'm going to just finish up the other eye. I'm going to come back for mascara, and I'll be back. I don't know if you guys actually want to see me doing my brows. I always feel like that's such, like, a boring step, so I never show it, but I will show you what I'm doing right now. I'm just going in with the Danessa Myricks palette, which I love. And I'm going in the shade Desert Pure. And then I'm going to also go in with the shade Chiseled, which is this kind of taupey shade. I do love this. I love it in general. I like it for... I haven't really used it in my brows that much, which is why I wanted to do it today. This is just a flat brush. I'm going to use my angled MAC brush, but it's dirty because I just used it on my eyes. And actually what I did with underneath, I said I was only going to go in with that Merit shadow, but I did blend in a tiny bit of that Staple shade because I found with the Merit, it dries really quickly. So you don't have a lot of playtime with it. So I put it under my eye and it kind of looked a little too stark, like just like a line of eyeliner. So I ended up going in and just kind of blending it out just a tiny bit with that Staple shade. And then I went in the waterline with Rare Beauty True Brown. And so I haven't done lashes yet. I'll just work on the brows right now. Yes, I don't usually do this. Usually I'll go in with the NYX Lift and Snatch. But I used this the other day for lip liner and I was just like, oh, it's so nice. And of course I use this for eyeshadow quite often. So I'm just filling them in just a tiny bit, not a lot, because I probably will still go in with my pen. And then on this side, you could tell I kind of shellacked them. So this is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I literally use this every single day. Probably should have bought another one during the sale, or even just a mini. But, I mean, I still have some. It lasts forever. So I'm just going over the brows with that. Sometimes I find, like, I really want to get into doing a shadow brow. Like, just so it looks a little bit more natural than the pen. But the problem is, I don't know when then I would use this, you know? Do I do it first? Because then I don't think the shadow is going to show. But if I do it after, like kind of what's happening right now, it's kind of wiping away all of that pigment that I just put in my brow. Because it's such like a wet type formula. So let me know. What do you do? It's a little crusty. This one's a little crusty. What I like to do for that is just go in with a spoolie of any sort and just kind of brush through the crust. And then I'll probably go in with my NYX pen. This part I just can't do on camera, so I'm gonna go off camera and then I'll come back and do my lashes with that YSL mascara. This is where things go off track. When I fill in my brows too much, and that's what happened on this side fine. It's not too dark in person. It looks darker on camera. This one, we're not talking about it, okay? She got She got a little bit crazy. We're going with the YSL Lash Clash in number 2. There's a shade to it, something brown, obviously. So I curled my lashes already. Still deciding on this. One day I love it. One day I'm like, where's the volume? Like, sometimes I'll notice it's like they're all clumped together, and then I have to see right now. I have like 5 lashes. And then another day it'll look so nice, and I'm like, but everyone's obsessed with it, so I'm trying. So if I had to give you my favorite, it's always CoverGirl Exhibitionist. But also Huda has been really good. I've been really, really liking it, this one. It just makes my lashes like crazy voluminous, and like these, like where's the volume? Like, I just feel like maybe it needs to dry out a little bit. I don't know. But I feel like my lashes just look, they look puny or something. And they're usually not. Maybe, I don't know. What am I doing wrong? Okay, that doesn't look that bad. It takes me a while to warm up to a mascara, honestly. I never like them when I first open them. So I feel like you can't really listen to me yet about mascara because I just don't know yet. But the Huda I do know. I do like that one. But if you're somebody who likes just definition and just like separation, then don't listen to my recommendations, because I'm I'm all about length and volume. So if that's not what you're looking for, you might want to go like the Lancome route and do like Definisil, or, but those just are not for me. I feel like Clinique has some decent ones. I used to like High Impact. I haven't tried that one in forever though, so couldn't tell you if I still like it, but now I think I've gone too far. And now they're starting to get Clump City. Clumpty Dumpty. Oh no. Really did it with this one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to decide. I know so many people love it, and I'm just like, what is my problem? Did I just go too hard? I don't know. Okay, I will have to clean up the little specks I got on top, but let's continue. Haven't put this on my bottom lashes because I don't know if it smudges. It doesn't on the top, but I never really have an issue with that. Besides the Huda one a couple times, but I think that was more of like a outside issue. It was hot outside, and maybe I was a little more oily than usual. So I haven't tested it on the bottom. Maybe I should, and then I'll just let you know in the description if it lasted on the bottom or if it's smudged. I always do that. I always get it on the top. Guess that's the problem if you have longer lashes, which I'm not complaining about. But just if you're in a rush, there's no doing my mascara in a rush. And so for lips, I'm going to do something. Neither product I have are new. They're just products that are new to me that I haven't used on my channel before. And okay, see, this one is fine. I like the way this one looks. Good. Not great. I mean, I always have one better side than the other, but okay, so now we're gonna go on the lower lashes. Got some underneath. This eye makeup is just not working out today. I love the products individually, but yeah, right now this lash situation, it's not my best lash day. So yeah, we're still deciding about this one. I should have used my Huda because this is kind of like products that I love, but I'm trying to make an informed decision and let you know what I think. So what I always do is kind of lift my lashes a little bit so that they're not touching the skin, because obviously that's when they start to do their thing, and then they start smearing. Just noticed I got some mascara under there, so I'm just kind of blend it out a bit. And I'm sure you all know this trick by now. If you have mascara on your lid, let it dry. Don't touch it. Take a spoolie afterwards. Actually, I can't even see any up here, so we're good on this side. But there I see a tiny bit. And just flick it away. And so I'll go back in with just this white shade in my inner corners. And now we'll do the lips. So this, not a new product. Haven't used it in a while though, so I love this. Love this shade. It's like the perfect shade of brown for a pale person. This is Do Whatever by Give. And I forgot to use my surf-proof spray. So when I'm done, I'll just cover my eyes and do it. That's the only thing. I like to do it when my makeup is done, my eyeshadow's done, but before I do my mascara. Because I don't want my lashes to be wet. This is definitely like a drier, my lips are not even. This is definitely like a drier type formula. But I like that. A lot of people don't like that, but I like that because that means it's gonna stay. Like you can work with it. It's not like once you put it down, you can't move it. You can definitely like blend it out a bit. But yeah, it's gonna stay put. So we're done with that. And we'll go in with a newer product that I got. This is the wrong one. The Chanel Coco Flash in the shade Boy, which is a cooler toned nude shade. This is gonna be similar to like the Candy Glaze from OYSL. My lips are so dry, and I don't know why. I've been using Laneige every night, and I swear to God, it dries my lips out more. Tell me if you've noticed this. So that is Boy. It's looking a little darker than I want my lips to be right now, but I do really like it. So maybe just not for this specific look, but we'll wipe just a tiny bit off. So like there's not a ton of color, but there's some. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my gloss that I just got. And this is the Anastasia gloss in, can you see how sparkly? Very similar. Did I need it? No, it's very similar to this one, which is the glossed. This one's just a little bit more gold, I think, and the particles are a little smaller. This is in the shade Honey Diamond. And it's very pretty. Very festive. And I always try to wipe off any lipstick I got on the brush because I don't like it getting in the tube. Very sparkly and beautiful. And again, I'm just wiping this off just a tiny bit here. So I could put a clean wand in. And if you know me, I usually do quite a matte lip. So lately I've been doing gloss more often. Still not converted to gloss, but I do like it. I do think it's very pretty. Very festive, especially this one. But if I'm going for a matte lip, you know I'm going for Gucci Carol Beige, baby. Wow, my hair is flat. I'll be back. So I needed to like oomph my hair up just a tiny bit. I was like, whoa, flathead. So yeah, these are my products I've been loving. The Glossier foundation hit. Oh, guys, what's wrong with me? Okay. I hope this doesn't get like white spots on my shirt or anything, but we'll try. Ooh, it smells good. It smells like suntan lotion. Like coconutty. I got some on my arm. It smells good. I don't know that what it did, if it did anything yet. I can't tell, but I'll let you know later on. I definitely got a lot on my pants. Whoops. So yeah, foundation, I already know, really, really enjoy. The blush, I love. Like, I love all the Dior blushes. The lip gloss, yes. Did I need it? No, but it's very pretty and sparkly and festive. I love the Patrick Ta palette. I've been using it quite often. The Danessa Myricks palette. Ugh, I also love this one. Love it as lip liner too. I think I said that already. This, we're still deciding. I will let you know for sure. Like I said, some days I love it, some days I'm like, eh. Today it actually looks quite voluminous, especially this lash I feel like is looking good. The highlight is very, very pretty. That's that Serengeti highlight. I don't think I needed it though. And if you have gold highlights or pink highlights, I don't think you need it by any means. That was just like a testing new makeup. I do think it's very pretty, but if I had to pick my favorite, like my favorite highlight, I'd probably pick, like, I've just loved Peach Quartz. Peach Quartz is just beauty. And this is by House Labs. And also this one I've worn a ton. The Charlotte Tilbury Champagne Glow highlight. And the Merit shadows are beautiful. I'll probably try that other one for you too. That's coming, that kind of darker brown one. Yeah, yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, welcome, and I love you, and thank you for subscribing. And yeah, let me know what you'd like to see next. Do we want to see a declutter? I know I had a couple people saying yes, they would. So let me know. Thank you so much, and I love you. Bye. Whoopsie.